When Justin Bieber appeared on social media sharing that half of his face was paralyzed due to a condition called Ramsay Hunt syndrome, the world stopped and millions of fans felt their hearts sink, because here was one of the biggest global pop icons suddenly speaking openly about his health and his vulnerability, explaining that he needed to cancel his shows and prioritize recovery. And instead of fading away, his honesty only drew people closer, reminding everyone that behind the spotlight, there is a real person facing battles that money or fame cannot protect you from. And that moment of raw humanity became a bridge for fans who also live with unseen struggles, and it highlighted a theme that runs deep through celebrity culture, which is that the most powerful connections are not built on perfection, but on authenticity. And as Justin spoke his truth, people could not help but remember other artists who had faced similar moments of fragility, like Selena Gomez, openly discussing lupus and mental health, or Lady Gaga's candidness about chronic pain and fibromyalgia, showing us that icons can shine even brighter when they let down the curtain and share the difficult parts of their journey. And if we travel further through this world, we see resilience as the unifying thread. Because whether it is Demi Lovato battling through addiction and returning stronger than ever, or Robert Downey Jr. transforming from troubled beginnings into the Marvel superhero Iron Man, these stories create a landscape where every challenge faced by a star becomes a lesson of survival for the audience. And in Justin's case, his decision to stop touring and heal himself becomes not just a medical update, but an inspirational checkpoint, telling millions that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is slow down, take care of yourself, and come back stronger than before. And in the same way, other stars have taken pauses for healing, like Adele stepping away to protect her voice and return with an album that shook the world, or Shawn Mendes, who recently canceled tours to focus on his mental health, showing that even in an industry obsessed with constant motion, the human spirit still takes precedence. And what we see unfolding in these narratives is a cycle of rise, fall, healing, and comeback that makes the world of celebrities endlessly compelling, because it mirrors the same struggles everyone faces, just played out on the grandest stage possible. And from Justin's moving revelation to the countless comeback arcs we have witnessed, the story of celebrities is ultimately the story of humanity under the spotlight, always reminding us that strength is not in never breaking, but in finding the courage to rebuild. Again and again, as the news of Justin Bieber's face paralysis spread, fans from every corner of the globe flooded social media with prayers, words of encouragement, and heartfelt messages, proving once again that fame is not only about admiration for the music or the performances, but also about the emotional bond that exists between the star and the people who follow his every step. And the sincerity with which Justin shared his struggles reminded many of the raw honesty we have seen from other celebrities when life throws unexpected challenges, like when Selena Gomez opened up about her kidney transplant and her mental health journey, or when Chadwick Boseman silently battled cancer while continuing to give the world unforgettable roles, showing courage behind the cameras that few even knew about. And this willingness to be vulnerable creates a ripple effect across the entertainment world, inspiring other stars to speak out. Whether it's Miley Cyrus candidly admitting the ups and downs of fame, or Taylor Swift writing music that reflects her experiences with heartbreak and criticism, turning personal pain into universal anthems that resonate across generations. And what makes Justin's story so powerful is that it fits into this greater narrative of resilience, where stars remind us that setbacks are part of the journey, and that courage often shines brightest when the lights of the stage are temporarily dimmed. And Justin's decision to step back from his shows echoes similar choices from stars like Ariana Grande, who after the tragic Manchester bombing used music as both healing and tribute, showing that even in unimaginable darkness, creativity and love can light the way. And when we place Justin's journey alongside these stories, we begin to see that celebrities are not defined solely by their glamorous appearances or chart-topping hits, but by their ability to navigate storms in the public eye while still carrying millions of people with them. And perhaps that is why these revelations about health, family, and personal struggle resonate so strongly, because they remind us that every headline, every red carpet moment, every dazzling performance is built on a foundation of perseverance, and the kind of strength that inspires fans to believe they too can overcome the challenges in their own lives. When Justin Bieber revealed his diagnosis of Ramsay Hunt syndrome and showed the world how one side of his face had been paralyzed, it was not only a shocking moment for millions of his fans, but also a reminder that behind the fame and fortune, there is still a young man facing a deeply personal challenge. And in that moment, people remembered how Justin had been open before about his struggles with mental health, about feeling overwhelmed by the spotlight, and how those moments had made him more relatable to fans who saw themselves in his honesty and his pause from touring. echoed other iconic decisions by stars who realized that health and well-being must come before fame. Like when Adele canceled shows to protect her voice, proving that sometimes stepping away is the most powerful choice an artist can make. Or when Demi Lovato paused her career to focus on sobriety and returned even stronger, inspiring an entire generation to prioritize self-care over constant hustle. And Justin's courage to show his vulnerability on camera placed him among those artists who use their platforms to spread awareness because, for many fans, it was the first time they heard about Ramsay Hunt syndrome and the seriousness of nerve disorders, and suddenly conversations about health filled the timelines of social media platforms, creating awareness that might have never existed without Justin's brave decision to share. And this thread of vulnerability in the world of celebrities connects seamlessly with countless stories like Lady Gaga revealing her struggles with chronic pain and fibromyalgia, or Selena Gomez bravely showing her lupus battle and kidney transplant scar, reminding the world that celebrities, despite the perfection painted in glossy magazines, carry their own scars and struggles, and that honesty is what transforms them from distant icons into human beings we can feel close to. And Justin's resilience during this time highlighted the power of support from Hailey Bieber, who stood by him as his partner, proving that the strongest relationships are not built in the glow of red carpets, but in quiet moments of care, patience, and devotion. And in a way, this mirrored stories from couples across the entertainment industry who showed that love is about standing strong during storms, from Beyoncé and Jay-Z navigating hardships together to David and Victoria Beckham balancing fame, family, and challenges, all while keeping their bond intact. And through these stories, we begin to see that the real narrative of celebrity is not about perfection, but about perseverance, transformation, and the power of vulnerability, as Justin took time away from the stage to recover from facial paralysis. The world saw once again how the modern definition of celebrity is changing from the old days when stars were expected to appear flawless, invincible, and untouchable. Now we are in an era where authenticity resonates far louder than polished perfection, and Justin's openness about his health fits into a wider movement where stars use their platforms to remind the world that real strength often lies in admitting weakness. For example, when Selena Gomez let cameras into her life for a documentary sharing her journey through lupus, mental health, and self-doubt, it sparked global empathy and encouraged countless fans to speak openly about their own struggles. Or when Simone Biles, the Olympic champion, stepped back from competition at the height of the Games to focus on her mental health, redefining what bravery looks like by putting well-being above medals. Or when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chose to step away from royal duties to protect their mental health and family life, showing that no amount of tradition or expectation should outweigh happiness and inner peace. And in all of these moments, just like Justin's pause, the public saw how much more human and inspiring celebrities become when they share their true battles. And alongside these stories, we cannot forget about Lady Gaga, whose openness about PTSD and chronic pain has made her an advocate for countless others, or the way Demi Lovato's raw honesty about addiction and recovery has transformed her into a voice of resilience. And this collective movement by stars across industries shows how fame is no longer just about glitz and glamour, but about using influence to break stigmas, spark conversations, and empower fans to embrace their humanity. And in that way, Justin's announcement was more than just personal news. It was a ripple that reached fans worldwide, reminding them that it's okay to pause, to heal, to take one step back in order to leap forward later. And when he promised fans that he would return stronger, it gave them hope, because they knew he had done it before when he faced burnout years ago and came back with chart-topping albums, powerful performances. Please subscribe and press bell icon for latest news.